family home. The extreme violence is crazy.
He tried to look for me. I had to hide.
Reveals a motive.
She was in a relationship. It was very tumultuous.
All too familiar.
This may be under.
That's consistent.
They were both trapped in this same cycle.
Devastated families from 2 investigations.
She just needs to come home.
This is the worst thing you can imagine for a 12-year-old kid.
Looking to detectives for justice.
Looking for any kind of closure.
He's still out there.
They gonna get him, baby.
This looks like a lady.
For homicide detectives, their chance of solving a murder is cut in half if they don't get a lead within the first 48 hours.
I'm going to Stewart Park. It's northwest of downtown Tulsa. It's a very secluded area, lots of woods. There was a photographer out in the area taking pictures. As he was walking through the woods, he located a skull. It's a lot different than our normal calls. A skull in the woods is going to be probably for sure a whodunit. Right over here. We don't run across that very often.
Still have elements missing now. There's still chunks of cranium missing. That kind of fracturing is consistent with death process.
It looks like the head wound went in the front and the exit came out the other side. There's no gun laying around.
We do have some weight sheet. It's going to take a couple seasons to get that.
Really?
Yeah, a year to 5 years. It'd be nice if we could find the rest.
Right. Okay.
The team searches around the skull, hoping to find the rest of the body.
We want to find all the pieces that we can, especially teeth, just because that will help us potentially identify the person.
It's Yakima. Is there an ulna?
Oh, yeah. Found the arm book.
Yeah. Shoulder, pelvis, legs, so...
Any kind of age?
Adult. I'm not seeing a lot of arthritis, so suggest under the age of about 40. So perhaps child. This is a female.
Female under 40. Where to start?
Among the remains,
The red sheet.
the team discovers a sheet wrapped around leg bones.
Wow.
It's a good transportation device, that's what I would call it.
But she was wrapped up in the sheet, it looks like.
I think it's a
Yeah,
murder,
kind of like
and this young lady was, right, well, if she's a female, we think it's a female, probably drug addict with that sheet. This particular road is not really well traveled, and police don't come out here very often. I mean, if you're going to be on it, you live out in this area, that's about it. Good place for somebody to come out here at night, and you're in and out of here in no time.
The first priority is trying to figure out who this individual is. I could get better information in the lab. Their families can't get justice, but we don't know who they are.
Breaking news after police say a human skull was found in a wooded area.
They're investigating it as a homicide.
Homicide detectives tell me the skull has serious signs of trauma. Now, detectives and the medical examiner's office were out here for hours collecting the other bones. Detectives say any homicide investigation is tough, but this one brings a whole new set of challenges.
All of them start out with more questions than answers, and this one's even more so. We don't know when this happened. We don't know who this is. All we know is we've got somebody who was murdered and their body was dumped here. This one's going to be pretty challenging.
Did Angela say how long she thinks it's going to take before they come back and be able to do some kind of ID on her?
No, I got her number. She's got my number, so I'll call her tomorrow. We'll talk more.
Lucky they got about 90% of her, so.
Seriously.
.4:20 a.m. on the north side of town.
911, do you need police, fire, or medical?
Police. Thank you, please.
What's going on?
My sister's on the phone.
I'm sending officers out to you. How old are you?
12.
And where are you right now? Who killed your sister? Is he there?
I don't know.
You don't know if he's at the house?
I don't know, and I'm not taking what to you.
Answer the front door. I've got an officer out there.
I knocked at the door and she came sprinting to me and jumped at me to hug me. She's pretty shaken up.
I understand.
Go inside, see if we can make contact with anybody down. Just be advised, we don't know where this guy could be at.
Okay.
We got one person down. There's someone come with me and body block me left. Trying to
got you back.
Okay, got a baby. Got another down.
Homicide out here.
You're okay. You're okay. Hey, you're okay.
What happened?
I've got a double murder. 12-year-old kid that found him on collar. She's hiding in the closet. What's happened?
My sister is one of these things in the house.
12-year-old's name.
It is Brene Alexander. She's in the backseat.
Take her down. Get her statement.
Patrol will take Brene to headquarters while they locate her family.
Got two babies and one nonverbal older child.
Aside from Brene, officers have discovered 3 other uninjured children in the house.
We got 2 infants out here.
A 2-month-old girl, a 2-year-old boy, and his 12-year-old brother.
You want to figure out exactly who's got custody and what needs to be done with them?
We got IMSA coming for diapers and baby food.
I'll walk you through.
In the hallway. Black female. Looks like she's been shot to the head. Looks like a teenager. Brene Alexander.
Academy, an alternative school that offers training from the community.
Shot in the back of the head. Exit wound came out the front of her forehead. The way she fell, her legs bent backward. So was she running and then so she turns and falls.
In the bedroom. A black female, adult. Looks like she's shot to the head.
Her name is Chantel.
The second victim, 32-year-old Chantel Dean Mitchell, is Nevaeh's aunt and caregiver. Chantel was born in Richmond, Virginia, and raised in Tulsa. She was the mother of the infant, the 2-year-old, and the 12-year-old boy found on scene.
Showcasing.
Near the bedroom door, detectives find 2 9mm shell casings. One of them is next to a crib.
Pretty crazy. No gun.
Nothing.
horrific. All homicides are different, but this just extreme violence that happened in this one is crazy. It's not something we see every day here in Tulsa, that's for sure.
Do we know who our suspect is?
Black male in his 40s.
Renee, the 12-year-old 911 caller, gave patrol a description of the shooter.
So right now, we got an outstanding suspect. This time, I don't have his name.
There's definitely cameras on those houses down there.
Patrol will search the neighborhood surveillance cameras in hopes of getting a look at the suspect.
And I'm gonna go ahead and head downtown with Max and get started interviewing. All right, Renee, I'm Detective Gowan. We have some family coming, okay? How you feel right now?
I feel sad because my sister had a whole life ahead of her.
Right. And I'm really sorry what you saw today and what happened. Sweetie, I'm really sorry. Okay? Can you tell me from the very beginning what happened tonight?
So, my sister, Nevaeh, she wanted me to come over to her auntie's house, and so I went over there.
You and Nevaeh, do you guys have the same mama?
Yes.
Different daddies?
Yeah.
The house tonight?
Me, the baby, the two boys, my sister, and Chantel, and her.
Okay, and those other kids that were there, whose kids are those?
Chantel's. And Chantel, she had like this boyfriend, and they was arguing and stuff outside.
She says the fighting between Chantel and her boyfriend had gone on since 9 p.m., 7 hours before the shooting.
She was like, we can take it to the house.
Who said this?
Chantel. They went in the room and then she had shot at him.
How do you know she shot at him?
Because then they went back outside and he was like, but you shot at me.
Okay, so they were arguing outside. They came in and went to her bedroom, and you heard a gunshot, and then they went back outside and you heard him say that you shot at me?
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point they came in?
Mm-hmm. They went in the room. And then like 2 a.m. in the morning, they went to sleep.
She says the argument finally ended and everyone went to bed.
And then my sister, she said, Renee, get up.
She says Nevaeh woke her up and then went to her bedroom door.
And then she had got up, and then he had just shot her, and then I had to hide.
Who did he shoot?
He shot my sister.
Where did this happen at?
It happened in her room, like in the doorway.
Where did he shoot her at?
In the head.
He did? How many times did you hear the gun shoot?
Once.
Just once?
He shot her once.
Was she saying anything to him, or was he saying anything to her?
No, she didn't get to say nothing. Just shot him.
And now where were you at when this happened?
Behind the door.
Did you see what kind of gun he had in his hand, sweetie?
But I think she has a pistol.
She says Chantel kept a handgun.
So was the pistol that he had, was it her pistol?
Yes.
Did you hear any shots before that?
No.
Or after that?
No.
Did he say anything to you after the shooting?
No, because he didn't know that I was in here. He tried to look for me. The door.
And why do you say that?
Because he started moving stuff and moving my sister's teddy bear. I had to hide until I felt like he left. And then I went in the closet because it ain't no telling if he left or not.
What happened to Chantel?
I don't know. I didn't even know that he shot her.
Okay.
Or if he did or not.
And the guy that you said shot your sister, do you know his name?
No, I wish I did.
Okay. If you were to see a picture of him, you could identify him? You could?
I'll be back in a little bit, okay?
Ryden searches the database to see if there are any reports of domestic disturbances at Chantel's address.
Sounds like she was in a relationship. It was very tumultuous.
He finds a series of complaints Chantel filed against a man for domestic violence.
Looks like they got history in the courthouse. She has a protective order against him. Howard Peoples.
37-year-old Howard Peoples Jr. served 5 years for burglary. He also pleaded guilty to child abuse 5 years ago and received a 3-year suspended sentence.
The inventory is.
Howard is the father of 2 of Chantel's children that were in the house when she and Nevaeh were murdered.
I'm so sorry this happened to you. You did a great job. And not only did you survive, but you helped the babies survive too.
I would never think that my sister would be in that type of position. My sister is a super sweet person. But
She didn't do or say anything, did she?
She didn't do nothing.
Sweetie, you shouldn't ever have to experience something like this. You'll get through this. It's gonna be tough, but you'll get through this. You will.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Your aunt's here, and I'm gonna get her back here in just a second, okay?
Hi, baby.
Hi, baby. Hi, baby.
Okay, here's the deal. Basically, Howard Peoples is Chantel's boyfriend. He's the one that has domestics with our victim. I'll get his picture.
We're gonna have to line up.
Because he was looking for me. And he's still out there.
They gonna get him, baby.
Ryden puts Howard Peoples Jr. into a lineup.
It's terrible. I mean, she's a sweet child, and but amazingly enough, for a 12-year-old kid like that to keep their composure and tell what happened. Her auntie's here now, and she's now broke down.
Yeah, it's unreal. This is the worst thing you can imagine for a 12-year-old kid.
Right. Hey, this is Detective Moyer, okay? So he's going to show you some pictures. I'm going to step out here in a second. Would that be okay for your aunt to step out with me and him show you these pictures?
Just 1 second.
It just take a second. Does that sound cool?
Ain't doing nothing but trying to help.
Yeah, just take a second, okay?
As
Okay.
much as you can to help.
Thank you.
So, I got a folder. I'll put some pictures in here, okay? It's got 6 different pictures in it. If you see the person that did this to your sister, just let us know which one it is. Point at it for me, okay?
This right here, him. That is him. He killed my sister.
Okay. Thank you very much for your help. Sorry you had to go through that. Did you see it?
Yeah. She identified him. Howard Peoples. She instantly picked him out.
See if we can get this kid some counseling right away.
Okay. We'll do that.
When I talked to Angela, she said that she cannot get the remains out of the body bag until a examiner comes in, I guess.
As the forensic anthropologist works with the ME to ID the female remains found in Stewart Park.
Do you think
the team revisits one of Lieutenant Justin Ritter's old cases.
The ME's office is thinking, what, 1 to 5 years? So Samantha's right at the back end of that.
29-year-old Samantha Puckett was reported missing by her parents 4 years ago. A single mother of 2 children.
Her boyfriend was an evil person, and he just terrorized the girl.
Ritter and the team worked for 6 months trying to find Samantha.
We're all worried. The last I know, she's with him.
JP's been beating the hell out of Samantha. This is his MO.
You can see the markings from the fork where he burns her.
He had a body bag, and he taunted her.
He would tell her that that was the bag that he was going to put her in. To bury her in his yard.
Certain things as a father you don't ever want to can see.
The boyfriend, John Paul Gladney, when we got his Tahoe, the back seats were already yanked out. When we processed it, we found her DNA.
When detectives tracked down Gladney,
We've got a definite gunshot wound. What? Not shots fired by us, shots fired by him.
he shot and killed himself.
We got a gun next to him. Smell gunpowder.
She ain't in there. We gotta find her.
Let's go this way.
That creek, maybe we can hit that. We formed several searches.
I can't say how much I appreciate everybody helping with this today.
All right, guys.
Looking for any kind of closure. The unbelievable. We looked for her forever. It's just one of those deals that she just hadn't turned up. We always thought he killed her, freaking dumped her somewhere. We just had no idea where. So,
even without Samantha's body, detectives had enough evidence to believe her now deceased boyfriend, John Paul Gladney, had murdered her. Ritter closed the case by death of offender.
the hardest part about this case is not being able to get her back to her family. It would be nice to be able to lay her to rest.
She just needs to come home.
This may be my girl.
He could have easily wrapped her up in a sheet, threw her in the car. She bleeds in the car, and he just dumps her.
We'll have the medical examiner compare the medical records of Samantha Puckett with the remains that we found.
Her family's awesome. I talked to them.
Ritter notified Samantha's parents about the human remains.
If it's her, it'd be good for the family to get her back. That'd be a big win.
Yeah. They deserve to know where she's at and be able to put her to rest. My money's on Samantha. I really hope that it's going to be her for the family.
Justin, I got Ed Berg on the phone.
The team may finally get an answer about what happened to Samantha Puckett.
Okay.
You know who this is?
Yeah.
It's Samantha.
Holy crap. Is it really?
It really is, yeah. Wow. We didn't have dental on her, but we have CT images where I can pull dental off of that. And we also have frontal sinus x-rays,
Okay.
so I can compare those. This is her.
Okay, can I call the parents?
Yes?
Awesome. They're gonna be so freaking happy. Hey, what's going on?
Hello. Come on in.
The forensic anthropologist, she called back, I don't know, probably 30 minutes ago. Good news, bad news, I guess it's good news. It is her.
Thank God.
Yeah, so it's...
No, that's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah. The forensic anthropologist, she had already pulled some radiology reports from previous medical stuff. She was able to look at the old CAT scan and the nasal cavity, so that's how she matched it all up. It could be a week or two before she's done doing what she does.
Right.
What relief it is to my heart, because I'm a big believer in God. So therefore, you've got evil and you got good, and that good
good side has to win. I always felt like we would defeat him that way. He didn't ever want us to have her back. But see, we got her back.
That's right. Prayers in the mountains.
Absolutely.
Domestics are the hardest to deal with for a lot of us. They're always tragic. In both Samantha and Chantel's case, they were both trapped in this same cycle where the person who was supposed to love them in their life abused them, and that person ultimately killed them. In Chantel's case, you've got a 12-year-old girl that'll never be the same.
This guy did this horrific act, killed the mother of his children, killed this little girl that witnessed it, and then was trying to find this other little girl to kill. He's peaceable at this point. It's showing recent registration.
Gatwood finds a vehicle registered to Chantel's boyfriend, Howard Peoples Jr.
It's a Yukon. So, yeah.
Crime gun unit.
Tip on an address for one of Howard's relatives.
I'm gonna send some guys out there, see if they see the car out there.
Yeah. He's considered armed and dangerous.
On the east side of the road, there is a black Yukon.
Parked on the street. It's got a white van in the driveway.
The target house is like a yellow. This looks like a lady. A black female.
Warrants Detective Scott Osborne spots a woman getting into the white van parked in the driveway.
She's gonna go northbound here. Sorry, 10-9, Lance. Go ahead again.
Down the street, patrol stops the woman to ask if Howard is in the house.
10-4. He's in there. We're gonna move up.
As the team surrounds the house,
Is this it?
a man walks out.
Boss, this way. Keep walking. This suspect 3. Coming. Let's turn out for you.
Patrol will take Howard down to homicide, along with his relative, to find out if she knows anything about the murder.
I'm Detective Gatwood. Jeff, this is Detective Max Ryden. Tell me about what you know about our case that we're investigating.
Nothing. I just know nothing.
Okay. What time did Howard show up at your residence this morning?
I don't know the time. I just know I was sleeping and I heard somebody knocking on my window. And I just got up and I said, "Who is it?" He said, "It's me." Open the door. And he just stepped in the house. He was just looking at me and I said, "You okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to go to sleep." I went to sleep. This morning when I was leaving to go to work, like my kids were lined up to hug me and give me kisses as I'm leaving, and he was in the line. It's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I love you, man." He gave me a hug and a kiss.
So you didn't know anything about a murder from him at all?
No.
Well, let me tell you this. Chantel is dead. And the 16-year-old niece is dead. Okay? This is a tragedy. This is terrible.
This whole thing is crazy, and this. I just can't see this happening.
Right. I got you. We'll get somebody to take you home. How you doing, Howard?
I'm Detective Jeff Gatwood. This is Detective Max Ryden. We're detectives with the police department. I want to talk to you about some stuff.
talk to you, but before I do that, I need to advise you of your rights, okay?
Could you sign this for me? Are you currently under the influence of anything?
Yeah.
Like what?
Alcohol.
Alcohol? Are you drunk?
Well, I wouldn't say drunk.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I smell maybe a faint odor of alcohol on you, but just a brief amount of time we've been talking to each other, you seem fine. Okay.
Real fast, I know.
You got a question?
Yeah, no, I understand what this may look like. Regardless of what I tell you, you're still going to do your job. So at this time, I am going to ask for a lawyer to be present.
Okay. No, that's fine. That's your right, and we appreciate you being a gentleman to us. But you're exactly right. We're going to do our job, and we'll continue to do it. So we'll go ahead and end this. He was looking at me almost kind of with remorse. He's a lawyer. I'd like to know why you did this. It's right not to tell me, but it's frustrating. We really don't have the answers of why it happened.
Follow him.
We got a witness to the crime that saw him kill our sister. So he's being arrested for 2 counts of first-degree murder. Okay, bye.
After learning about the murders, a detective who investigated a domestic abuse incident.
She had a good case against Mr. Peoples on a domestic with Chantel, but the victim wouldn't cooperate in the investigation. Chantel wouldn't go through with getting him prosecuted. That's what happens a lot of times. I think most homicides are domestic related. And this is one of these that it just spiraled out of control. Chantel, she had children by him. And I'm sure all the time he was telling her he loved her and it wouldn't happen again. And that's what happens with domestic violence. It starts out verbal, starts out pushing and shoving, and then end results here. This lady lost her life. I don't think there was any issues he had towards the 16-year-old. It's just he just got done killing his baby's mom, and she ran into that rage, and he killed her. Or maybe at that point, he started thinking to himself, whoa, wait a second. Now I gotta start thinking about how I'm gonna get out of this stuff.
He then realized that those other 2 girls were inside the house and had to get rid of the witnesses, which luckily one of them was able to hide. Thank God.
In the home where Chantel Dean Mitchell and Nevaeh Alexander were murdered. Chantel's father is raising her 3 children.
This is the granddaughter, grandson there, and the other one's in the back. My daughter, she was a good mom. She said if something ever was to happen to her or something like that, she said, Dad, I want to make sure that they keep them all together and stuff, right? And raising them, trying to do the best I can. What happened to her? That's cruel, man. It's a bill, man. She's a dog, man. Never got in a lot of trouble or nothing like that. And I'm gonna miss her. My granddaughter, she just turned 16. That child still have a whole life to live, you know. So was teaching her how to drive and everything. And she told me when she graduated and stuff, she's gonna give her a car and all that stuff. And man, all that's gone now. All the little dreams the little girl had, all of it's gone.
As Brene's first Christmas after the murders approaches.
Our victim advocate is going to give her and her family a gift card for Christmas.
To help you all.
How's everything going?
These are a couple of officers that came out to your house that night. I wanted to come check on you too and see how you're doing.
what a hero you were?
You made an impression on us all. You guys are always in our thoughts and prayers.
I really haven't been through nothing like this. So I just don't think this is fake. And I was in a dream. I don't know about my dreams. It's only.
Maybe you start having good dreams soon.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Four years after Samantha Puckett went missing,
Thank you very much for coming.
her family and friends gather where she was finally discovered.
I thank you guys for taking the time to love and care and pray for my daughter.
Drove up from Dallas just for this. It's been a long few years.
We all miss her. You can see pain still feels like it was yesterday.
Samantha lived a life of a lot of turmoil. She found, for some reason, security in somebody that enjoyed harming her. She had to have been in that place in her own mind in order to allow somebody else to abuse her. I am hoping that in the closure of Samantha's story, that it will help everybody understand that we have to love ourselves first, and that has to be where the love comes from.
It's even fitting to kind of spread some of her ashes here because she was here for so long.
A lot of us out here have been subjects of domestic violence growing up, and people need more help to get out of the situations.
If you're in a domestic violent relationship, there is people that you can call. If nothing else, come out here and talk to Sam. Get away. Drive to this site, bring a light, light a candle. Get here and talk to Sam.